Okay, we're talking about stand placement. Where do you put your deer stand? We talked about on the power line, uphill from the feeder. That's a great location. Let's say you're in the woods. Well, the first thing you want to do is say, where are the deer? Now you scout. Best time to scout is a month before deer season starts. Reason being, they're normally in rut, and that's where they do rubs and scrapes. Now a rub is where a deer will rub its antlers up and down on a small tree or a big tree. A scrape is where they will scrape out the ground like so with their antlers and make a circle. And then they'll urinate in it. They'll also have a branch sticking down and they'll rub the corner of their eye in it. I personally prefer rubs. I have better luck with rubs. I see more deer, more bucks in the area with rubs. So this time in October of last year, deer season starting in November, we were scouting, my friend Mitch and I, my good buddy, my roommate from A&M, Gig'em, and we saw these big scrapes here. Look at the size of these scrapes. Now these are old scrapes. They were here, they were fresh back in October. One here and one there. That's a nice buck. A scrape that big is a nice buck. It's not so much the diameter of the tree, it's really the size of the scrape. So that being the case, we can look around. Go ahead and pan around, Dieter. And you can see the terrain. Pretty thick over there. Of course, you got the dogs over there running around. And we think, where are we going to put a stand? Well, one consideration is safety. And now the neighbor's property is that way, meaning we need to shoot this way towards the deer. That's rule number one, safety. Also, there's a road over that way, so we don't want the stand facing that way. Therefore, you don't want your stand over there shooting this way towards your neighbor and the land. Remember that, safety. Number two, you look at the tallest tree you can get. Where is the tallest tree further away from these rubs? Rubs. Now, where's the prevailing winds? Now, if I'm hunting in, say, Alabama, a lot of the winds come from the west. Or Georgia, same thing there. But in Texas, they come from all over. One day they're blowing from the north, next day they'll shift from the east or west, then the south. So, unfortunately here, I don't have a prevailing wind. But in that case, you go high up. Higher the better. Especially in terrain like this where you want to look down and it's dense, you can't put your stand 100 yards away. You might get it 80 yards away or 70, but not 100. Therefore, you almost want to be like a bow hunter and be way high up in the tree and shoot down on the deer. So based on that, we have to shoot from that direction this way. So, if you would, Dieter, pan around. And you can see where we built the stand. We built a simple ladder stand, and I'll talk more about that. But you can see the distance here from these rubs to where you're sitting up there in the shade. High up where the deer can't smell you and they can't see you unless, of course, you move around a lot. Then they'll notice the movement. But normally the deer are looking level. They're not looking up in the trees. Okay, well, that did it. And I'll talk more about other subjects, but thank you very much. Keith Miller, the author of the Basics for Successful Deer Hunting. Thank you and have a safe hunt. God bless.